I don't deserve to be an Autobot.
Smell any smoke?
No, but I will. There's always a fire, somewhere.
And that somewhere's dead ahead!
I'll knock out the fire.
You can spare the rest of the trees, Red Alert! This fire's all but out!
That's not what my sensors say.
Decepticons!
And here is a look at Red Alert in his robot mode. And hopefully you saw my unboxing first impressions video, because there I already covered everything out of the box, all of the accessories and the cool little features that they gave you and the instructions. And as part of my unboxing, I also did the comparisons with the other Red Alerts that I have in my collection in the alt mode. So yeah, you can see, the other versions with that. And also I did the video for the transformation from alt mode to robot mode, in case anyone wanted to know just how to transform it, like maybe trying to find a way to get the head through, because I know that's maybe a little tricky part of the transformation. But yeah, so yeah, just letting you know, I made those other two videos. But as I'm noticing, yeah, those videos are not doing so well, so I'm most likely going to take them down. But thanks to Damien Chalk on Facebook. If you don't know, I'm sure everyone knows, he does share all these reviewers videos, so I mean, it will still be up there. And that's just the consequence of, all the time and energy put into making videos. If they don't do so well, it makes no logical sense to be spending time and energy doing things. It's basically wasting time. But anyways, so here, now that those videos were done in the alt mode and the transformation, now we could take a closer look at the figure in his robot mode. But first, a real quick comparison. We can't have Red Alert without his buddy Inferno. So here you can see what these two look like. And this is the reason why I'm really happy with this, even though it's, this gray color that has to grow on me, is because it kind of completes the collection, especially with characters like this, when you definitely need one. You need both. You can't have one without the other, basically. So yeah, these two, they look really good together. There's little nitpicky things here and there, such as, they could have darkened the transparent blue window so the inside's not showing. They could have painted this white so it's a little bit more tune accurate. But, that's being really nitpicky for such a small scale. So anyways, here's a look at that. And so now we can zoom in. Let's bring his arm down so we could zoom in. And now we could zoom in and take a closer look at all the details. Look at this really nicely sculpted head. And it's nicely painted. It's kind of hard to see, but they even painted the eyes as well. It's nicely sculpted. I remember doing sketches of Red Alert, so I know the shape and form of his head. It's very tune accurate. It's done really well. And as you keep going down, you could see it's nice and clean here to be very tune accurate, except for the gray color. You could see all the attention to detail here, the little detail there, the little contour line cutouts here from the forearms to be tune accurate, and the same with the thighs. The little details here, look at this. They really did a great job. Even the wheels have these treads on there, so it's done really well. And then you come to the back, attention to detail. Details are part of product design. You could see they put in the full spoiler, which is a little funny because you have the spoilers down here. But again, when you take into consideration how small this figure is, everything that they did, the nice paint, the nice sculpt, yeah, they did a great job with this. So now let's just go over the articulation. So his head, you could see it's on a ball joint, so it can look down and up. It can rotate side to side, all around to get that confused dog look. And then you can see the shoulders are on a ball joint, so they can go out to the side, they can go forward and back, all around. And his biceps do have a bicep swivel, and his elbows can go all the way for those people that like those extreme articulation. Don't know whether or not they use it. And then you could see right here, he does have waist rotation. And for a Masterpiece Legend scale or mini Masterpiece, he does have an ab crunch, which your Legends figures typically don't have an ab crunch. And then you can see his legs can go forward, they can go back, they can go out to the side. He does have a thigh rotation, and he does have a 90-degree knee bend. And he does have the much needed ankle tilts. And he does have a toe tilt up, but no toe tilt down. So all things considered, there's a lot of good articulation here with this figure. So now, since we have him in robot mode, let's see. Let's compare this with the animation model and see how well they captured the toon aesthetics. And you could see, aside from the color, they did a really nice job. Hopefully I pointed out all the details, because they really made an effort to capture all the little details, like the square on his waist and things like that. And then when we take a look at the back, you could see that the back, they also did a nice job, you know, adding that faux spoiler there. The bottom's not very toon accurate, but again, you take it all into consideration. This is done really well. So yeah, I'm really happy with this figure. So here is a look at Red Alert in his robot mode.
You want to get rid of me, just like the others do. There's nothing wrong with me. Don't give.
And for some comparisons, here's a look at some of the other Red Alert that I have in my collection. So now let's take a close-up look at them, starting from smallest to tallest. So here is a look at the Dr. Wu version. He's so small, I have to look down on him. And you could see he has the red thighs. That's kind of like the toy version. And here you could see the NewAge version with the gray color. And then here's the Magic Square version. And this is their first one. The second one, I carefully looked at it. It's pretty much the same thing. And what disappointed me was the gun is also black. But this one has a little red detail on the gun. And then here is the McFans Toys version, which is designed very nice. It's just aesthetically, the colors, you could see the black shoulders, black hips, black legs. That's not toon accurate, so you're always going to hear me complain about that. And then here is the original G1. And here I'm just sharing with you, I'm tempted to buy the G2 so I can swap out the red thighs for the white thighs and swap out the black head for the red head to try and make it look a little bit more toon accurate. But I anticipate that they're going to make Takata's going to make a missing link version of it, both the toy version and the toon accurate version. And then here is the War for Cybertron, the Walgreen exclusive. I remember being excited finding it at the store. But to my disappointment, typical Hasbro always does things where there's colors are off the here and there. So I did my best to try to custom paint it. A sloppy job with the black shoulders and the hips and the thighs and stuff. And then I had to swap out the feet. And then I also had to buy the upgrade kits from Non-Nef Production for the white shoulder cannon and the red gun. And then here is the Takata Henkei version. And I did have the Hasbro, but I ended up selling it because of the same reason typical Hasbro always does these things. And if I remember, I think a lot of people wanted the Henkei version because of the red head. And then I also had to buy another upgrade set by another company to have the chrome plated shoulder cannon, because they were making you use his gun as the shoulder cannon or the gun. And you could see I purposely mistransformed it because, yeah, I didn't like the other way it was. And it'd be kind of cool if, you know, I forgot who it was, but if they made the third-party add-on kit, because you could see these act like tabs that you can maybe cover it up to get like the gray shins. And then here is the Masterpiece version. This is the Plus version. And this is another example of a lot of many Transformer figures I gave away to a friend. And yeah, so he got my first version. And then afterwards, I ended up buying the KO aftermarket price to add to my Masterpiece Old collection. But here you could see he has the blue things on his head because that only came with the first version. So I gave him my original first version, but I kept the the blue thing because, yeah, that's more tune accurate. Because it never made sense. I don't know why Takata gave you the orange color. It should be blue. But anyways, here you could see all the other Red Alert in my collection. And here you could see this is evidence that NewAge, they colored it wrong. This is not supposed to be gray. It's supposed to be white like all these other versions. But anyways, here's a look at some of the other versions of Red Alert in my collection. And now it's time to end giving you my final thoughts on this figure. Aside from the gray color that I really don't like, and I have to admit, the way they engineered the transformation for the hands, that's not done very well. And arguably the big forearms a lot of people complain about. This is still a nice figure in terms of, you know, how well they sculpted it and painted it and added all the nice details here. That's typical NewAge. They do a nice job with that. And also the way they engineered the transformation, it's easier to manipulate than, you know, like Magic Square with the tight tolerance you have to apply force. Here, manipulating the parts with NewAge is always, you know, a lot easier. But other than that, this is still a nice figure. But the most important thing for me, like I said, it completes this pair. And, you know, like I said, you can't really have one without the other. You need both of these to complete this set. And that also goes the same with grapple and hoist. You need both of them together. So, yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I'm happy with this figure. So, all that considered, I think this is another great figure by NewAge, other than the little complaints that I have with it, which is why I'm going to have to buy the EX version to have the white color, and then see what I could do to make some adjustments to make it more tune accurate. But that's my final thoughts and review for the NewAge version of Red Alert.